lot of washing.
And that's
Members, settle down, please. Thank you. Good evening, members, and welcome to this council meeting on the 11th of December 2024, and welcome to those who are watching the internet. Enjoy what you got, so won't be too long, I hope. Right, so let's move straight on. Item 1, apologies.
No apologies, Chair.
No apologies, thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest. Anybody got any declarations of interest on the items on the agenda this evening? Silence is golden, so that's no. Thank you. There's no public participation. We've not been notified of that, so that's item 3 done. Item 4, minutes of council meetings, and this is to approve the minutes of the ordinary meeting of the council held on the 27th of November 2024. Any members got any questions in relation to those minutes? No, in that case then, can I have a proposal for the minutes? Councillor Hetherington, seconded Councillor Nixie. All those in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. We'll be out of here by 10:10. Right. Item 5, finances including grants. So there's 3 parts to this item. Part 1, to receive a report of payments from the 1st to the 31st of December 2024. The council is asked to note the payments authorised by the town clerk and RFO, which is a total of £2,445.69, and approve the payments above the threshold delegated to the town clerk and RFO, which is a total of £18,304.73. Any comments on those at all, members?
No, it's fine.
No. In that case, then, I just propose that we just note this. That's all it's asked us to do. If nobody against that, we'll just note that. Thank you. Item 2, to consider and approve various virements as recommended by the Finance and General Purposes Committee. I'll ask the town clerk to come in on that, members.
Thank you, Chair. There's 3 virements recommended, and this is where there's been under and overspends in certain budgets, and these virements are recommended to balance them. The first one is £12,672 to be borrowed from the allotment capital projects, including toilets budget, the allotments repair and miscellaneous budget. It's where in practice the cost of the Portaloos is coming from repairs and miscellaneous, not the capital. So we want to move over to balance those. The second is the community services grant. An increase of 10,000 is recommended from the capital projects and asset acquisition budget. And that all the funds in the new Radford House staff budget be moved to capital projects and asset acquisition, because we won't be requiring staff at Radford House this year.
Members, any comments or questions? Okay. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Crittenden, second to Councillor Nixie. All those in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Item 3, to consider a report from the Deputy Town Clerk and Finance Officer and consider how to proceed with the Community Services Grant. And again, pass over to Town Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. At the last council meeting, you considered an application from Sports Connect Community, CIC, and giving them the requested money, which was £6,628, was contingent on you approving the £10,000 top-up to the Community Services Grant. That top-up you've now just approved, and so this is just double-checking that we'll now proceed to give Sports Connect Community, CIC, the full amount applied for to be paid in 2 tranches. I should just clarify, though, that actually the proposal to top up the Community Services Grant was made before this application was received. It's not being topped up specifically for this grant, but because it was felt that there was likely to be a need on the community services grant.
Members, any comments?
I mean, this obviously is something that I have experience of, sports-related courses and companies offering sports-related courses. And the one caveat I would want on this is that the second lot of money is only passed over once the 12 kids have done the course. And they have received the certification.
We've put a caveat on this.
That was what we did.
So the grant panel said that it could only be, the second part would only be given when it was definitely allocated that those students were on the course.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, other
outcome measures.
Yeah, because there are companies out there that will just sign the kids up, take the money, and then not proceed with them, and they will be taking some very difficult kids that are going to need an awful lot of input. So.
Yes, and I think this ties in with the previous resolution regarding the two tranches. One immediately and the final payment when feedback has been received from the applicant that engagement has taken place and the project is working.
Would it be good to get some feedback from kids that participated as well? I mean, I really that would, rather than the applicant, let's get some feedback from the kids.
I think that's.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Through the chair, thank you.
Sorry, can I comment on that? Yeah, I think that would be essential, and to be given outcome measures at the end of the year, which is the normal theme, and it's a normal thing in most services, and for them to mark.
I think all we can do is ask them to give us that. We can't make them, or for the children to, but it's up to them. Councillor Austin.
I did have some small dealings with Sports Connect through the work I did with the scrutiny panel on the voluntary sector for Van District Council, and they seem a very reputable organisation, very well organised, and they seem to have very good ideas, so sounds hopeful.
Councillor Havington?
No, it's anything to Councillor.
I think that's all part of that. That's all part of the decision. So can I have a proposal for that? Councillor Austin, seconder. Councillor Nixie. All those in favour? Thank you. Item 6 is committee minutes. Two parts to this. Part 1 is to note the draft Finance and General Purposes Committee meeting on the 3rd of December 2024. And the second part of it is in relation to the draft Plan and Infrastructure Committee meeting on the 4th of December. Anybody got any concern? Councillor Austin.
It appears, according to the minutes, that I ran out of words under 271.24 accounts and budget. It was noted by Councillor Austin that unlikely, and then there's a blank. I don't normally run out of words, as you know, Chair. So
You're not normally.
I'm not normally reticent in coming forward. I think what I noted was that the likely outturn for the Climate Change Committee spend would be in the order of £5,000.
Yes, you did.
£500.
You did say that. You did say that, yeah. You got that, okay?
Yeah.
So we will alter those minutes will be altered to include that. Any other members got any comments at all? No? Can I have a proposal for those minutes on both of them? Councillor Driver and seconded Councillor Wing. All in favour, please show. Thank you, that's carried. Both of those. Right, item 7 is a letter of support to consider a request from Heritage Labs IC for a letter of support from the Council towards a Historic England funding bid. Did you want to say?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So the CEO of Heritage Lab have explained that they've been in touch with Historic England over the last year with a view to asking them to support us with a regional capacity building grant, which they have now invited us to apply for. If successful, this will give us a multi-year funding package to cover the 4 part-time posts we support and will mean that we can focus all our time on projects to support the community rather than trying to find money to keep us going. Heritage Lab have taken the liberty of drafting what a letter of support could look like, which we could use or write our own. Thanet District Council has now written a letter of support themselves for this bid.
Members, comments, councillor Nixie.
I mean, I applaud the Heritage Lab looking for money at this time especially. I mean, I know they're quite good at looking for money and I know they've had grants before. So on that note, I would like to know more of what they were doing with this money. I know it's only a letter of support, don't get me wrong, it's not a grant application to us, is it? However, I'm not entirely sure with their ongoing projects where they are at the moment and if they need that money to secure it to make sure they finish the products or they're just doing it to like enable them to do it better or quicker. See what I mean? It's like I just want some more details of that before we openly support it. I'd like to know what we're supporting.
Anybody else? Councillor Huxley.
Yeah, I agree with Councillor Nixie. What are the projects specifically that we would be giving money to or supporting? You know, with this money that we might be giving,
Well, we're
what
not,
is it then?
we're not giving them money. We're giving them support.
Yes, but they're sort of asking for money.
Yeah, they're asking for grants money, but we're not providing them with the grant money. So
They are sort of asking really whether we would think about giving them some money in the future.
they would have to come to us with that, and that would have to come before council. So, Councillor Austin.
My understanding from the message is that they are looking to Historic England to support the part-time workers that they have, and that we have already given them funding towards the Age and Sons project. They're not asking us to give them anything more. They're asking us to endorse their application to Historic England. I personally would be very happy to recommend endorsing that. They are an organisation that are active in the community. They do a lot of good stuff around refurbishing and improving our historic buildings. And I think it's quite clear that this is not a project application, it's a staffing application. Obviously, if we want to ask them for more details about exactly what staffing and what the staff are doing, that's fine. But in principle, I don't have a difficulty with it at all.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Nixie.
I think what you've just said there, Councillor Austin, it sounds I can't remember the exact quote, but you said something along the lines of, you know, that they're basically good at bringing old buildings back to life, this, that and the other. I think I might argue that they're very good at saying they're going to bring buildings back to life. And at the moment, my initial comment, if you remember, was I'd like to know where they are in those projects at the moment, why they need that money, because I think I also mentioned that they're quite good at getting money, and I'd quite like to see where they are before we, Ramsgate Town Council, and I say this very carefully, put our name to something to support it.
Yeah, actually, I'm with Councillor Nixie to a large extent. I actually have a natural wariness when I'm asked for a reference by someone that I actually know very little about. And I appreciate for Councillor Austin that and others in Central Harbour Ward that they may know more about this applicant or this particular group than I do. I don't feel I have the knowledge about what they've done to feel comfortable with making what I'm going to call it a reference, a letter of support reference. It's you know, and so I have a natural reluctance on that level. Which I think is ties in very much with what Councillor Nixie is saying. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Councillor Schultz.
All these ideas are very good, and I quite agree with what's been said around here. It's what we're going to see for our money, or this money, and if it benefits Ramsgate, I'm all for it. But it's the way forward. How we're going to spend this money, who's going to do it. I know, but it's people want to see what's going on in Ramsgate. We can sit around the table. We want to see where this money is going, whoever money it is.
Okay. Next, thank you. Councillor Wing, then Councillor Huxley.
I mean, as we know from our own project, Radford House, whatever you do to a historic building is the road forward has many pitfalls and many mountains to climb, and that's when you've got a backup of money and staff and the means to do it. What you're looking at with Heritage Lab is they've had to come from scratch. So, and the only way you can move big projects on is to actually generate staff in to chase the money. I can tell you it takes an extreme amount of time to put heritage applications in, Sport England applications in, children need application bid. It's like a 4 or 5 month time frame of doing that. And he does attend the empty properties meetings that we have, and he did give us an update at the last one, Rob, and I did quite an extensive walk of our ward this morning and went through Charlotte Court, and I'm really pleased to see that finally work has begun on that building. Again, it's been hampered by planning applications, issues over the bit in front of the building and bins that have delayed things. So I think we should be supporting this bid, because my experience is Thanet is not accessing enough funds. When the parks people wanted to speak to us, ward councillors, about the money that came to Ellington Park, and we were able to talk quite openly about our concerns. One of the issues I raised, that I do not believe Thanet is getting its fair share of funding, and the guy on the other side said to me, I can tell you now that Royal Tunbridge, despite the fact it's richer than us, is accessing greater number of grant applications than we are in Thanet, and we would be seen as much better candidates because of our deprivation. So we should be encouraging groups to put funding applications in and to bring money into this town to do stuff. So the building is now presently being worked on.
Thank you for that. Right, I've got Councillor Nixie, then Councillor Green, then Councillor Hetherington.
I'm done.
Oh, sorry. Councillor Huxley, I've got my writing.
One example, they were involved with house in this cliff and nothing happened. There are reasons why I think it didn't happen, but it seems like they're throwing up those shelters.
Well, that's not moved forward, has it?
Why would you do that? I don't understand that. In my opinion.
Councillor Green?
Yeah, and I read that they're just about to start work on the building.
That's started.
We would want that brought back into use. The uses that they say they're going to do there, we could support. I don't see why we shouldn't give them a letter of support.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hetherington?
Well, pretty similar to what Councillor Huxley just said, actually. I mean, I'm quite curious as to what's happening at it's not happening at Groundpool House. It'd be nice if we had an update, because we did have a presentation here a year or so ago from this organisation, and it would be good if they came and sort of updated us about what's happening. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Just a quick word, Chair. The architectural history in Ramsgate is amazing, so anything that supports any restoration of any of it, I mean, we could all walk back from here and look at all the appalling conditions of some of these wonderful buildings. So,
thank you. Just to say, from me, it's. I don't think we should accept the letter that they've written or proposing for us to accept. I think we should. The town clerk should write. If you support writing, we should do our own letter. And I do think that we should ask for an update from them. You know, because if we want to give our support to them, we need to give our full support to them. And I don't think anybody should have any doubt about that. So I don't think it's going to harm if they can give us some update, I mean, on what they're actually doing and where they are with it, what projects that they have got. They don't have to go into great Shakespearean plays or anything. Just give us bullet points of what they're doing. I mean, that's my view on it. Councillor Crittenden?
Go back to where I started. If you're asked to do a reference or a letter of support, you're basically saying, I know this person, I know they're capable of doing what they're asking for, and I trust them to do it. And I don't know that I can sit here and say that because I don't know enough about them, which would be partly answered by what you're saying there. I just wanted to reiterate that in those phrases.
Okay. Councillor Steele?
Chair, when you said we should ask them for an update, bullet points or whatever, are you suggesting that if they can provide that within the time frame that's required, which is obviously very short, to the town clerk, you'll be happy with that? And
I think if they got it and we're happy with what they're saying, I mean, I'm not going to doubt what they're saying.
Before then, are we?
But just so that we've got that.
We've got something.
Town clerk can share that amongst them.
Okay.
So we can see that. And then the town clerk will write our own words if that is supported.
Yeah. I'd second that if it was a proposal.
Oh, yeah, basically, that's if you like. Yeah. Would there be a seconder for that?
Yeah.
Okay, and we could get that done ASAP. Is that all right? All those in favour of that, please show. That's carried. Thank you. Against David or? You abstain. Thank you.
Chair.
And you?
Sorry, just on that point of updates. So I do attend the empty properties meetings, and a few of us do. So is there any mileage in us bringing back brief details to a full council meeting of what maybe's been said at those empty property meetings?
If that is what you want to do, that's fine. We could put that as an agenda item. No problem.
Good idea.
No problem. I don't. What do you do that in planning infrastructure? Should it be full council?
So I think with the empty shops, this is the project that Louise Brooks is working on. Actually, Town Promotion Committee has been considering that, so possibly updates to Town Promotion Committee.
Whilst it's not.
Unless there was something urgent that needed a resolution.
I'm just conscious that the reason we stumbled is because that not all of us have been party to information, obviously, as ward councillors.
If I could just say on that, I met with her last week, and she was then meeting with the MP the following day in relation to the shops. So I've told her that as far as I, as the chair of the council, we all want these shops to be used, open. And even if we can get flats above shops, then that's what we should be looking for. So that's fully supported with that. But by all means, bring something back and we will have it on the agenda. And we'll put it on town promotion. That's all right with the chair? Hello?
Yes.
Sorry, yes.
Oh, no, that's fine then. Okay, so, right, let's move forward on to Item 8. So Item 8 is a local government boundary commission proposed wards, and it's to consider and comment on the 7 proposed wards for Ramsgate. The commission is particularly interested to know if the proposed Ramsgate Harbour ward should be Royal Harbour, and if the proposed Granville ward Fiore. Deadlines for the response is the 16th of December, and an explanation of the changes can be found on their website, which is included in the agenda.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, I said the 7 proposed wards, but there's actually 6 proposed wards for Ramsgate. The Town Council is not a statutory consultee, and TDC indeed are not responding to the consultation at all because it's their own consultation effectively. But I did think there was merit in bringing this to you for an opportunity for you to have your input, and particularly the naming of 2 of the wards. The Boundary Commission have said they'd be interested to hear feedback on whether they've come up with the right names or not.
Councillor Crittenden, could you?
Estevan Harbour, Montefiore, why they dropped some emphasis. I think we should revert to some emphasis Montefiore.
Okay.
And yes, it should be changed from Granville.
So, what about Ramsgate Ward to, what about Ramsgate Harbour?
Yes.
You said that, sorry, I didn't get the
Royal
first one.
Harbour.
Yes, the Royal Harbour, that's fine.
Being
Okay.
St Moses Montefiore still.
Councillor Green?
Yeah, I agree with Royal Harbour and with Montefiore. I don't think we particularly need St Moses. But TDC are responding to the consultation, but not in terms of Ramsgate. They're happy with what's been proposed for Ramsgate. It has implications for us because each of the wards from TDC's point of view is going to be a 2-member ward. So if we did the same, and I think we're more or less obliged to keep the same ward structures
Makes sense.
as them because it would confuse the electorate if we don't.
Just a bit.
It means that we would be reduced to 12 members, which I don't think is enough.
Yeah.
And if we went up to 3-member wards, which has its problems, because that also confuses the electorate, that would make 18. Now that's not part of this boundary commission, but immediately this is accepted, TDC will start a review of parishes and we would need to be able to respond to that.
Yeah. Councillor Wing?
Just that I know a load of residents have responded, who Central Harbour residents have responded to the survey and around the name suggesting Royal Harbour. So there's been feedback from residents directly to it.
I like that anyway. Councillor Shonk?
Yeah, Royal Harbour, yes, I'd go for that, and Montefiore, because both these areas have got a lot of history. The Granville, people don't know, but it goes back a long way. So Moses Montefiore, that's always been that name, so I'd go for Royal Harbour and back to Montefiore as it was.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, along with Councillor Green, about the number of wards and the number of councillors per ward. I was originally thinking 3 per ward would be good for the size of this council, but we would end up with probably a lot of spoiled ballot papers because people would do 3 and 3 or 2 and 2 and they wouldn't know. It would be confusing, so I think reluctantly we might be looking at the council wanting to reduce to 12, but
We'd all fit around the table then.
We'll cross that.
we would all fit round the table. That's absolutely but I think I just wanted to add that because that is the challenge to the electorate, and I think it would be confusing.
Councillor Hetherington? Sorry.
Just I'm in favour of Sir Moses Montefiore. I like to keep the Sir Moses. He was a huge benefactor to this town and it's good to keep that name going.
I personally responded to the feedback, and one of my concerns was, being one of the 3 councillors in Central Harbour that gets 3% bigger, there's a little spike that goes into Northwood, I think, or Northwood, I think it is, or Nethercourt. It's the amount of business, the actual work on the floor in Central Harbour, and I believe it's the same in Eastcliff where there's 3 councillors. There will be too much work for 2 councillors. They'll be swamped in both of those wards. And so my suggestion was that they cleared out the House of Lords, saved a lot more money.
Bring one of them down here.
That was helpful. £10 a day for a councillor on TDC.
Can I just add to that though, that
Cleve's just got in.
Eastcliff will not exist. Eastcliff will
No, but what I'm saying that
split into 2. It'll be split into two wards.
it's still a ward like, and Newington. I mean, Newington.
Yeah.
Got 2, because you know it's Eastcliff is the biggest.
Okay.
It's
That we're not discussing that.
No.
We will get to that sooner or later as time moves on. Councillor Huxley?
I think 2 should be matched. You should have 2 TDC or whatever it is going to be councillors and 2 TDC councillors.
It won't complicated to do anything else.
In London, again,
Bonkers.
they have much bigger population and bigger wards and fewer councillors So
Yeah, but their allowance is bigger.
And a bigger allowance, exactly.
Yes.
I've heard that
£10 a day.
I heard that when this changes in 2027, whatever happens
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
condition thingy, they will have the councils will have more pay.
Yeah. Under devolution,
More work.
under unitary authority, yeah.
Nethercourt Ward gains Pegwell.
Yeah.
We want it.
Hands on cake.
Broadstairs already has one ward that has 2 TDC councillors and 3 town councillors. And it does cause confusion.
Yes, yeah, that's bonkers.
Last election, they had 40 ballot papers spoiled. That way.
It's not sensible.
It's not a major thing, but it does.
It's not sensible.
Can I just bring you back to what we're discussing, and that is that's the two ward names. So, will someone make a proposal, Councillor Austin?
I propose that we go with Royal Harbour and with Montefiore.
No, we've got a proposal, can I have a second?
I second that.
Councillor Ara, second
Question.
question.
If I object to that proposal because I want Sir Moses
Yes, me too.
Amend it,
can we then amend it? Or can I ask?
amend it now.
Well, because I don't agree with Montefiore on its own. I want Sir Moses.
Me too.
Or can we do them two separately, the two separate?
Well, you can go for it. Do you want to amend the current motion?
Well, that's.
We vote on it, we vote.
No, yeah, and we'll vote on that.
Yes.
So,
All right,
do you want, so you're
In that case,
proposing
I'm
Sir Moses
proposing Sir
Montefiore
Moses
instead of
Montefiore.
Montefiore.
Yes.
And is there a seconder for that? Councillor Shonk? So, right, all in favour of Sir Moses Montefiore? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those against? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Carried.
Oh, I thought, oh yeah, sorry, it's not a draw, is it? No. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so that will put forward the Sir Moses Montefiore. Anyone want to make an amendment to Royal Harbour?
Harbour, no, I'm kidding. Well, just making my point about people.
Right, so,
Not to people.
so the substantive motion now, well, you don't have to vote for it, is for Sir Moses Montefiore and Royal Harbour. Well, that's carried. That's carried. Thank you. Okay, thank you very, very much, members. Whether they'll actually accept that or not is another matter. But anyway, we've made that. Yeah. Members, that is the end of this meeting. This is the last council of the year. So I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and let's hope we have a fantastic year next year. We've got some special events coming next year with this little ship. To that, and the date and the time of the next meeting is Wednesday the 29th of January 2025. And I wish anybody who's still listening or watching a very Merry Christmas from Ramsgate Town Council. And that ends the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.